Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and we're going to do some coloring today. Rachel did her challenge on watercolor paint swatches. Now, I'm not too big on the little swatches and things like this. I did a few of them, but I'm not too big on that. That's just not my thing that much. But I think they're okay if that's what you want to do. And I know a lot, these are very popular right now. A lot of people are doing those. Even Tim Holtz is doing them. But you can do those if you want. I'm just going to do some different coloring. I may come back in and put some little swatches in there. I don't know. But I did a few of these just a few minutes ago. As you can see, book pages, music pages, that's just plain copy paper, regular copy paper. That is too. And I'm just going to show you how easy it is. You don't have to have a lot of product. You can do it with whatever you have. So we're going to get started. Now I put this down just to kind of protect my surface a little bit. I'm going to use watercolors, but I'm also going to use some inks. And I have been coloring my pages and things like this for years, so I know it works and I know it holds up. So let's see. Now I've got this big soppy brush. I don't know what else to call it. I've had these for many years. Don't know where you can get them now. We can't get any more. It says scrapbook.com, but I don't know if they've got them. I just don't know. I don't know who has them. So I think these were gifted to me over the years. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat today. And we're going to color this page. Now, I've got my watercolors here. And these are just the Arteza watercolors. I don't care that I get different colors and different... I'll hold it up here where you can see me. I don't care that I'm smearing the colors in different areas. They don't bother me. I let them dry out and then I can go back and straighten them up if I want to. If that bothers you, then just put some of your ink out on your swatch and go from there. I don't worry about that kind of thing. Don't bother me if I contaminate something. I just splattered ink on my wall over there, so that's real good. Now I can see already that's going to be way too dark. So I'm going to put some water in it. See if I can hold this over here where you can see it. I may have to back my camera out a little bit. And then I'm just going to take my brush on the side. And if it's still too dark, you can always go back and add more water. And I'm just going to go over it. Now, if you don't have one of these brushes, they're pretty expensive, I've been told. You can go to the Dollar Tree and grab you one of those, or you may even have one out in your garage or your hubby. Grab one of those big paint brushes that's got a lot of bristles, real soft bristles. Works the same way. I used that up until these were gifted to me. And then I'll just color over my page. Now you can color both sides if you want. I usually color one side and I let it dry and do the other, but we'll go ahead and do the back. I just try to keep it pretty watery because I don't want it really, really black. And like I said, these are plain watercolors. They're not metallic or anything. But you don't want to put too much water on your page, because if you do, then you're going to end up with just a big soppy mess. And this is a pretty good book page. It's not real brittle. It's probably not real old. And that is colored. And sometimes I go back and just put the little brush streaks in there because I like how that looks. There we go. Alright, we're going to lay that over there and let that dry. That was a whole lot easier than me dipping it. Now we'll do let's do a CD case. Somebody sent me, a sweet friend sent me a bunch of these CD cases. And you know, of course I don't use them white. So let's just grab some of that purple and put in here. Who cares? We'll make mud. But just a little color on it because you'll probably add, you know, your extra ephemera and things anyway. So, and don't worry about getting it on the plastic. It'll wipe right off because it's watercolor. It's water-based, so it's going to wipe right off of there. I'm going to dip my brush a little bit. Try to find the water. I think I should have refilled my water bucket. Now see, this picks up a lot of water, so I have to be kind of careful with it. And smoosh some of it out. But we're going to do the sopping method here in a minute, so hang on. I'm going to do like sopping biscuits and gravy, and we're going to do that in a minute too. Now, I will tell you, as this dries, some of these edges may turn loose because we're putting water on glue, so sometimes that glue will turn loose, but you can just glue it back. All right, I'm going to lay that over there and let that dry. Right now, it looks like a mess, but I'll show you when it dries what it looks like. All right, let's do a piece of copy paper. I was trying to decide what color I want. I think I'm going to do green, and I'm just going to spray some water in my little palette here. I'm putting water right here. That's where I had my green before. Now I'm going to wash that brown out of my brush, because if I don't, I am going to get a big gloppy mess of mud. And then I'll go in my green, a few of my greens. I'll just grab some of those. So you can see I've got green on my yellow right there. All I'll do is when that dries, I'll take a clean baby wipe and go over the top of those, and they'll be fine. And then I'll use that baby wipe to color more things. I never waste my ink or watercolor. Never waste it. I had rather color my pages like this as to have to go outside or, you know, mess up my whole kitchen because I'm trying to dip pages. And to me, this doesn't take long at all. I can do quite a stack in just a little while normally. And I like the different streaks, but if you don't, you can just go all in one direction and you won't get those different little streaks like I have, but I like that, so that's why I do that on mine. And like I said, right now it looks like a big mess, but just hold on until it dries. In the camera, it really looks like a mess. All right, put that over there. Okay, let's do some what I call sopping method. Now you can do this with watercolor, or you can do it with your ink. If you don't have watercolor, grab your ink pads. This is just the Tim Holtz ink pad. And I smush a little of that out on my, this is our piece of our, I start to say this is a piece of our nonstick craft mat. And it's also waterproof, so best thing in the world to use the color on. And then I take my water and just spritz it until you see the little bubbles. And then you're just going to take your index card or your tag or whatever you've got. And you're going to smush it down like that. That is going to be pretty when that dries. And I just keep smushing them until I get all that ink up. And then I add another color and do it again. When that dries, you can stamp over it or put embellishments on it. I love that. All right, let's do some a different color. Now I'm going to wipe this up with my real ugly looking rag here. this thing has been around. That's stained. That's not dirt, it's stained. It has been, everything has been done with that rag. Okay, let's do barn door. And a Victorian violet. Again, you're just going to spray it till you see those bubbles. Now you can do other things besides the index cards. I just thought this would be the easiest thing to show you on. Love that. Let's just use this book page to sop the rest of it up. Now, book page will grab it in a hurry because it's very porous. And there you go with that one. When I look up in the camera, I think, oh my goodness, that looks like a big mess. Which, in the camera, it does. But, like I said, when it dries, it looks different. And I just put a little more water on there so I could sop the rest of that up, the rest of that ink. And there is another page. Alright, I have a little bit more, so I'm going to grab it. I'll just grab it with this, maybe. It'll be a light pink one. And if you feel like you're not getting enough color, then just smush a little bit more ink down there. Or put a little watercolor. If you'd rather put your watercolor on here, you can do that too. Now, the more water you put in there, of course, the lighter it's going to be, and the more runny it's going to be, but, you know, that's up to you. Depends on what you like. I like mine kind of light and watery looking. And just sop it up. I said that word yesterday and I asked how many people. I said probably not many people know what that means. It's a southern thing. I thought it was, but evidently it's not. Other people everywhere knew what that meant. So there we go. We've got that. You know what I'd like to put on there? I don't know why. I just happened to see that. I'm going to grab my little water brush here. And I'm going to grab some of this yellow. Just going to get a big glob of that yellow there. I'm just getting it out of my little watercolor pad here. And now let's see. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to like that. Yes. I don't know, something about that pink and yellow looks good together to me. Alright, now on this right here, like I told you, all you have to do is wipe that off. That will just wipe right off of that plastic. Oh, there's that one. I love that. Right now, what I do is I dry them, and I dry them with my heat tool because I like to, you know, I don't have any patience. So I get in a hurry. So I'm just going to dry some of them. Now be careful how you dry these, because if you don't have something under this paper, if you just have your self-healing craft mat, then it may bubble up. So I've got another mat underneath this that's heat resistant. So it's not going to hurt for me to dry it on there, but you're not your self-healing craft mat will bubble up if you get it hot. And sometimes I'll just do a stack of things like this and lay them aside, and then just as I need them, I use them. But we may go ahead and use some of these today. See how quick they dry? And this is our Tim Holtz heat tool. Whoops. Don't do that. You see what I just did? I was looking at this paper and I got too close to that plastic. So I'll have to replace that plastic in there. Don't do that. Don't dry the plastic. So that is a no-no. I looked away just for a second and it caught it. But what I'll do is I will just go inside when this is completely dry, and I'll take that plastic off, and then I'll put another piece of plastic on there. But I won't do it until it's dry, because if I do, it'll just tear it off pieces. I'll lay that over there. Oh, I had 2 pages and I didn't know it. I like that. I like that color. Alright, we'll try to do better on this one. Just hold it away from it and just keep swiping it. Don't hold it up close or in one spot. Usually I just lay these and let them dry on their own. It's a lot safer. But I just wanted to get it a little bit dry so you could see what we're working with. Okay, that's about all I'm going to be able to do without messing it up. So I'll lay it aside. I think what I like most of all about colored papers, or paper that you color, is the texture. It gives it just a different texture. Now, if these are not flat enough for you when they get dry, which what I do is I put mine under some big books and weight them down, and they're usually flat enough. But you can always iron those. And see, that almost looks like I took it out and coffee dyed it, or tea dyed it. I like how the edges grabbed that dark. Okay, now let's see what we want to make out of some of these. And I keep these backdrop pages, and I'll use these in different projects, so I don't throw those away either. I have just moved my matte paper out of the way, and we're going to do some making some things. Now, I have got these that are in the last kit that I made, I do believe, and I'm going to use these in that journal, the tall journal that I was making yesterday. So I need to back these and then embellish. So I've got some old book page here. I think that's what I'll use. And then we'll do some embellishing, and we'll use some of those papers that we just made. So let me know in the comments below how many of you have done coloring like this, or if you like the dot stuff like Rachel's doing. Let me know. I like it. I love her. She does such good projects with it, but I just can't seem to get I don't know, I won't say the hang of it. I don't know, to me, on my stuff, it doesn't look good like hers does. Maybe it does, and I just have a block there. Okay, we have backed that long piece. And then we'll come back and put some embellishments on there. I may try to use some of them. I don't know. You know me. I'm kind of weird. Alright. I do want to use that because my digital's got lots of pinks in it. So I think I'll use a piece of this. Oh, that feels so good. Like I said, I think the texture of the page, once it's colored, is what I like better than anything. I think. We'll trim that off. And I think I am going to use my little tag corner punch to punch these corners. We have more of these on order. I can't believe we got like 28 of them and every one of them sold out in just like a day. You guys are amazing. But I do love it. I have to say. It's like one of my favorite punches right now. Now, I am going to ink mine, of course, just a little bit on the very edge. There we go. And then we'll embellish this. And there is all kinds of things that we can embellish it with. I don't want to cover up this down here. So let's see what we've got over here. Oh, that might be okay. Now this is a sticker, and truthfully I did not remember where this came from. I don't remember. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. I'll cut it right there, and I'll use part of it. This may have come in Temu, and it may have been a gift to me. I don't know. Okay, it's got a little bit of that pink that looks almost like watercolor there. So that, I like that. Now this is going to be a very tall tag or journaling card. And I don't have a flower that's that tall, so I think I'm going to cut this lady out and put her there. Maybe it won't take me but a minute. Right, we have her. Now, I cut that, whatever that was, on top of her bonnet off. Because to me it looked like she had a bird nesting in her bonnet, which she may have, but I didn't particularly like it. So I'm going to put her down there, but I think I will put a label just behind her head. Maybe, if I can find the right one. See what that one might look like. It's got a little bit of pink in it. Yeah, I don't mind that one. Let's do that one. Put our lady down there. Oh, we have all sizes of art glitter glue in now, and we're shipping it everywhere. So, I've had a lot of people ask. We are shipping it all over now. I put that label a little bit higher than I meant to, but that's okay. Whoops. You got a bubble. You got a bubble. Yeah, I like that. I don't mind that at all. I like my number up there. Okay, let's just see. Well, I didn't make anything but blue and green, and I don't think either one of those will go on there. Well, that's a little bit of purple that goes with that purple, so let's just put it up here at the top for a little pull. I don't know how that will work with this paper because this is not very strong. It's very old. But if it pulls off, then we'll just put something else on there. Okay, I don't mind that. I don't mind that so bad. Alright, let's do a few of these smaller ones. Let's see. Let's do this one. Now I'm just going to trim it out a little, and then I'll use my backing paper. And then we'll trim both of them out once we put that backing paper down. I am already out of my glue stick again. Somebody ordered a bunch of glue sticks today from us, so I think I'm going to have to replenish the supply. But every now and then we'll have somebody that order like 12 of them. I love them. I mean, they're the best glue stick that I've ever found, and they're the safest because you can even use them on your photos if you do scrapbooking, because they're made for scrapbooking. So they're acid free and they hold real well. Only kind I've used since I found those. Alright, what do we want to do with this little guy? Now I think for the punch on this one, I'm going to use this real tiny one. And it just punches those little corners off. And I can't rake those in the floor because Aaron just got through vacuuming. And he was fussing at me because I had a bunch of stuff in my floor. Okay, what do we want to put on this one? Maybe a little bit of music page. Let's try it. Yeah, I kind of like that. Now, I'll leave Rachel's channel below so you guys can go over and check her out as well. I mean, she's a pro at all of this. Yeah, I like that. Then we can put just some small something on there, and that one is finished. I keep knocking that glue over. Don't know why. I think I don't know how to pick my hand up. Let's see. I think I've already used all of the big ones on here. All I've got left on this sheet is small ones. They're too small for that. Go into our pinks. Now somebody asked me, did these flowers come with this pink? I mean with this container? No, it did not. I got the containers. I think those containers are from Temu or Amazon. I get my containers both places. So it's one or the other. I love that. And since it's already got a little label there, it doesn't need a label, but you know what it does need? Gotta hold that flower down. Got to have some washi to hold that flower down. Just a little piece. That's all we need. I don't know if I can even tear this. Yep. See, that's a little long, so let's just tear that off. I'll put that right across there. And that one is finished. I think that's cute. All right, let's go on and make a couple more things. I think I'm going to use a journaling card. I'm going to use this pink one since I'm making things for the journal that I'm working on, which I'm working on other journals too. You guys that have ordered journals for me, most of them are already finished. I just got to put some finishing touches on them, and they'll be ready to ship out to you. I know you might say, well, goodness, you're not even finished with mine. Why are you starting another one? I'm almost. Let's use a little piece of this, maybe. You know, there are days that I don't get to work on them because if we are really busy in the store, then I may not get to work on them for a while. So I have to just work on them when I can. But I enjoy doing them, and I'm glad you guys enjoy purchasing them from me. Christy got hers the other day, and she said she just sat down and cried when she got it. Bless her heart. That is so sweet. And let's see. Let's use our little. See, I can't even do anything without using this corner little tag punch now. I did round all my corners, and now I like how that does them. So. Now we need something across here. I'm kind of liking that for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I do like that. Pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and ink around it while I think if I want to do anything else on it. And for some strange reason, I think I'm going to put this on there. I like that yellow and pink together. And, you know, he's writing, so maybe he's writing a song. He or she. Just put that right there at the top. Go ahead and put a little bit of ink across it. And I think I'll call that one done. That'll be a little journaling card. Journal on the back. Okay, I have a few little cards here, and I think we'll use some of those pieces on these cards and see what that looks like. Because I can use these cards in my journals too. Now these we do have, I do have in my digitals. So I punched out where I made these. I punched out that green because I thought that might look okay on there. And I think it does. So I'm going to use that. So I think in moderation, I might be able to learn how to use those. Because I like that green with that green on there. I think that goes pretty good together. And do we want anything else on there? No, it's got writing on there. It's got everything else on it, I think. Maybe a number. That's the only thing I don't see on there. And I think we'll put that number right down there. And evidently put it crooked because I can't straighten it up. There we go. And I think that's going to be done. I don't think that one needs anything else. I have this one. It's just a little card, and it has all kinds of numbers and words and flowers and everything on that. So I'm not thinking this one's going to need anything either. Now, I did take this paper that I color dyed, and just took some of the Tim Holtz ink, and then I just stamped this little stamp on there. And this is just a little stamp that I've had in my stash forever. And I'm going to punch that out and see what it looks like. I'm going to punch both sides just because this paper's thin. It's not very thick, so I know if I tried to punch one side, it would probably be a mess. Oh, kind of like that. So that's plain old copy paper that we colored and then stamped a little bit on. And I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I like that. And I don't think it's going to need anything else. I think that's it on there. Don't think we can add anything more to that one. Let's see. Got this one. I thought about adding a little vellum right here, but I don't know. That's not striking me. This is one of my little tags. I could put it there and wrap it around, I guess. Let's see what it looks like. If it doesn't look like anything, we can cover it up. It's just paper. Put it there and then just wrap it. May look kind of strange. I think it's alright. Well, it's okay with me. And then we'll put a little topper on there. So what are we going to cut that out with? Let's go with a blue, since we got this blue bird here. See if we can punch one out. I don't know if it's going to do it. It's a very thin paper here. It did. And that may not be a bluebird. I'm sure it's not. But it's got blue in it, I meant. Oh yeah, I like that. As I don't know my flowers, I don't know one bird from the other. So all sorts of things you can do with those little pieces that you color. You know what? I'm going to put that there. I am. This is some little dots that I made. It's got that color in it like the birdie. And there we go. That one is finished. Need to trim that off, maybe. And then we'll do this one. And this one's probably not going to need very much at all. But I would like to put a piece of that on there because this says Paris on here. So I'm going to trim this around. Just make it look like I tore it. Because you can't tear that unless you take the backing off of it. Yeah, I don't mind that on there. I don't know. We'll try it and see. See what this looks like. I don't really want one that big though. Instead of doing either punch, I think I'm just going to tear it. So I just want a small little tab. And this may not even look right. We'll see. That's not getting me. Let's maybe do one with this paper. And I'll go ahead and do it with that other punch, and then I can make the tab smaller. Just put it in there and put the part that you folded at the top, and just don't let it cut that part. Then, to make it smaller, put it back in and just cut the end off of it. So now you have 2 small tags. So that one right there will work. Man, I'm not talking a lot on this one. I'm having to think on this day. I am having to think. Oh yeah, I like that. And I think I'll just run that right down there at the bottom. I'm going to try to tear a little bit more. Now this one, I did the little dots with my ink, and then I went back and colored over it, and it made them smear, which I don't mind, but just to let you know. Trim that off and ink that edge, and there we go. Alright, that is our little production of Rachel's challenge. Hopefully that gives you some ideas on coloring your paper. It's not hard, and I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy the feel of it. So, and I use a lot of those in my journals that I color. So there you go. All right, guys, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy videos like this. And check out Rachel's channel. Her link will be below. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.